My name is Gonçalo. I've been a filmmaker for 22 years, working in the realm between film and advertising. I'm also a film teacher. 10 years ago, I decided to pretty much leave my life as it was, my career as a filmmaker. I had a major breakdown, and after it happened, I really started questioning what my life had been in the last decade until then. And I started questioning my career, I started questioning my relationships, I started questioning myself to such a deep level that I decided to actually stop doing everything I was doing and set off on a journey. I sold all my belongings and I set off to India. And from that time, I was traveling on and off for over 7 years. Among those travels, I found my spiritual path, learning yoga, tantra, neo-tantra as well. I became a hatha yoga teacher. I've been teaching between Southeast Asia and Europe. And I've been focusing a lot, not only on my spiritual practice, but a lot on men's work and work with masculinity. In my work as a filmmaker, I also had a big reflection on issues such as spirituality, religion, sexuality, relationships, and everything that drove them. What I'm bringing with this is that when we make a reflection about spiritual work, personal development, which are two parallel things, and masculine work, men's work, we have to necessarily come back to these themes. Questioning my role as who I am as a person, as a man, what I represent in this society, which I do as an artist, but I do it just simply as a human being. Who am I in relationships? Who am I in my sexuality? Who am I expressing myself in all these different forms? A deeper reflection came and a deeper conflict came because at the time I didn't have any answers. And the answers came as I started joining men's circles. And I started joining men who were by then already doing men's work. So a lot of the work that I'm offering throughout this journey, which is pretty much more in the form of reflection rather than teachings, is one of the biggest challenges that I offer to men who join us in Journey to Ladakh. Since my first time in India, the Himalayas were one of the places I really wanted to go to. The second time I went to India, I actually decided to go to Ladakh. And that was when I found one of the most amazing regions I've ever been to in my life, even today. The following year, after my first time in Ladakh, I decided to go on a motorcycle, and that was a life-changing experience to me. One of the biggest revelations, to be able to do something that I had never believed I could actually do myself. My experience riding up the Himalayas on a motorcycle on my own was, as I said, one of the most life-changing experiences I ever had and I could ever set myself onto. The very first time I put myself on a motorcycle in Delhi, I was just like, what have I just done? I truly had thoughts that I wasn't going to make it. But it was just one of these places where I thought that there was no turning back. I set myself, and out of respect to myself, I should do it. And I'm very happy that I did, and I'm very happy that I actually kept going for the next 2 years. So I went to Ladakh over 6 times now, 4 of those on a motorcycle, one of them the first edition of Journey to Ladakh with other men. But the very first 3 of them I was going by myself. So as I was in my journey, going within, as I was traveling without, my inner outer journeys, they led me to a lot of transformation, of growth, a lot of loss, a lot of grief, and a lot of questions came up to me about not just what I had been doing until then, but also what I wanted to do, what was left for me to do, what was here for me to offer. For me, Journey to Ladakh is one of my gifts back to the community. It is, on my return, the coming together of everything that I got together in this journey, and that I would like to share with other men who are interested in at least touching the surface of what it means to go into spiritual work, to go deep into personal growth. So this is Journey to Ladakh, and this is how it came together. Putting together both my experience of a lone rider going up the Himalayas for years in a row, and also my experience as a travel leader, having put together this trip for a travel agency. So all those tools together, alongside with my spiritual quest and my practices, this is how Journey to Ladakh came together. All my questioning, all the reflection that I've done about men's work, all the practices that I've done, everything that I put together in my own experience, I now offer to you as a facilitator, as a travel leader, as a spiritual finder. And I would love you to join me on this trip.